Next up, we have some interesting documents about the U.S. Postal Service early on. What happened here?
So apparently there was a plan early on for the USPS to ship 650 million masks at the beginning of the pandemic to Americans. So imagine if that happened. How many lives would have been saved? If we had just worn masks, we would have never had to lock down.
Nope.
And just increased hygiene. And instead, the White House nixed it because they didn't want people to panic. So we didn't take the most basic precautions that everyone could have followed.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to create panic. At the same time, where Bob Woodward has revealed tapes of Trump being terrified of the virus.
Yeah.
He said someone sneezed in the White House and he bolted. He ran out of the room.
He's such a pussy.
This is insane. And no one cares. That's the most insane part.
So I when I saw this, one, it obviously shows the U.S. Postal Service is very competent if they were planning to ship 650 million masks.
Yeah.
Two, which, everyone's questioning with the upcoming election. Two, when you look at kind of doing the post-mortem of the first 90 days of the virus, or the first 60 days of the virus, we did everything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at politically, he kind of did everything right because he's in the game now. He was not in the game.
I would say politically now, you're talking the last 60 days?
I would say the last 30 days. Like, if we go into the election, and I didn't realize, I looked it up last week when we talked about it, but, unemployment was down to 8%. I don't know how, but it is.
That's also partially because furlough is not considered unemployment.
Exactly. So that number seems skeptical to me. There's no stimulus, so that I think is a problem, but I think they're going to get a deal done. And then I think we have to really look at what all the protests and rioting has done to help him.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he did every fucking thing wrong and he's sitting here kind of in a dead heat, a margin of error, he could win.
Yeah, he could easily win. There's no question. And
Trump, winning starting up, but for Trump, he doesn't care if
200,000 people died.
No, he doesn't care about Americans.
No, that's the alarming part, that people that are just fans of his just refuse to believe that he's responsible for anything. Like, how can you just dismiss basic facts, basic medical advice? And I mean, for example, Amanda was getting coffee at our local spot. She overheard a group of women, middle-aged women, just gloating about Trump and how amazing he is in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And how they can't wait for election night so they can celebrate.
Yeah, they think they're winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a very, I was joking last week or last episode, I was like, I don't really have anxiety. And daily life, I have no anxiety. But this election makes me very anxious.